Dun dun dun.
Dun, dun,
That's enough.
dun.
Copyright. Dun, dun, dun. What are those? Oh, Devil Joe.
It's Halloween time, bitches.
Halloween time, hey.
Remix.
Where's my hat?
That's an excellent question.
Thank you. Welcome to the Hell Yeah Ghoulcast,
Hell yeah.
a series of Halloween-based episodes.
In which we do simple costumes.
Well, yes, correct. I don't want to cry this year, but also, very good to make up for the every other year when we don't do something.
Yeah. When we do nothing, and then I just remember the last Halloween one where it was there was no Halloween, and then I just had a half 3D printed costume that was falling apart while we cut pumpkins on the floor.
Oh, that was 2 years ago.
Was that? What was last year? Oh,
Last year was Dr. Baby Rosalina.
Also not a great.
Yeah,
It wasn't my best. The wig. Speaking of wig,
it was a transitionary period.
dude, this wig. It's disrespectful to Laura Dern, but it's what I had. Mm-hmm. So it's what we're working with.
Right, it works. It worked before the headphones.
The headphones made a bad situation worse.
This just in, ladies and gentlemen, the wig is snatched.
I'm about to snatch it off this head.
Bitch, that wig looks batched.
Thank you. What the crime of this outfit is that they mostly can only see my head. And that's the worst part of the garment.
Right.
Because
the whole fit.
we're given the whole. I'm Ellie Sattler.
We
bitch.
might need to take a couple pictures, which we could have. We could have our assistant Jamie help us with that.
Pull that shit up. Yeah, the real crime is that the best of the outfit is from about tibby down.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I got this where I did the. Okay. Should we do the hello? The formal hello? Mm-hmm. Hello!
Hello!
And welcome to the Hell Yeah Podcast. It's a Ghoulcast.
It's a Ghoulcast. I wasn't sure which one we were going to say.
Me neither. I never think about it. Because I'm like, wait, girl, you said one thing before. And I'm like, but it's just, we didn't.
It's a Hell Yeah.
Can we pause?
Hell Yeah Boo-cast.
The Boo-hoo Podcast.
Ooh, no, that's a different time of year.
The Who-Boo?
Oh,
is this the FUBU podcast? Can we be a fashion?
Is that a fashion?
FUBU is huge.
What's a FUBU?
What's a FUBU? You're not on FUBU?
No. What is that?
You look like you don't wear FUBU. It's a brand. I swear to God, it better be called FUBU or I'm gonna lose it. All right, speaker brand to go away. Fubo TV, no FUBU.
FUBU.
Yeah, it's like a yeah.
Okay, a brand, yeah.
Yeah, I forget who made it, who created it, but yeah.
Work.
It's me having a fashion reference. How surprising.
Ooh.
Help. Gosh, so
Fat Bear Week? What did it just say?
Fat Bear Week
It's
begins.
Fat Bear Week? Is it because this is when the bears start getting there?
The Nature's Chunky Champions battle for the crown. Oh, hell yeah.
Work. Okay, I'm listening.
Okay, this is by Chantel Kinsey on
Thank you for your
Amazon.
service.
Mm-hmm. Picture this: massive brown bears. Their fur. No. They're not just any bears. They're the most Bear Week.
They're the stars of Fat Bear Week.
Yeah. What is this? It's a Fat Bear Week is an annual single elimination tournament that's taken the internet by storm. It's okay. So you talk about bears each year. The event draws attention to the brown bears of Katmai National Park and Preserve in Alaska, showcasing their impressive weight gain as they prepare for winter hibernation.
Okay.
The idea is simple. As the bears eat salmon in an effort to fatten up for hibernation, the public votes on which bear will get the biggest. Okay, I'm kind of down for Fat Bear Week.
Until one emerges as the champion of chub.
Oh. Well,
I
who's gonna hibernate the like? This is
right.
Is Fat Bear Week problematic? This is not what I thought Fat Bear Week was gonna be.
I prepared the wrong research. I'm afraid.
I'm gonna have to resize. The bottom. Oh my god!
Do you think one of the bears will eventually be
£160,000?
No.
No.
No. No. Thank you.
Me eating all the salmon. Who would eat? You know who I would want to compete in Fat Bear Week?
Who?
Joey Chestnut. The
Who's
hot dog
that?
eating
Oh,
champion. How
okay.
many salmon could he eat?
There's bones in there though. Bones sticking out. Bones sticking out.
That's right.
Little bones.
Speaking of little bones,
I wouldn't know about that.
have you ever heard about the man named Terrare? Or Terrare?
No.
Oh, you shouldn't. This guy ate everything. It was like a weird freak, like I shouldn't say freak,
He had
like freak
pica?
of nature. No, huh? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Okay.
But like, I watched like a whole video about it. Someone commented on it, but like, I saw a very weird niche meme, and I'm like, what in the fuck is this? Went on down this little rabbit hole, and like, I don't have it prepared, so I'm not gonna try to like off the cuff do it.
Right.
I've learned that I can just circle back.
Yeah.
It's great.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Another one.
Thank you. Sorry about the Fat Bear. I shouldn't say apologies to you guys who didn't know the schedule of Fat Bear Week.
It's Fat Bear Week, y'all.
It's Fat Bear Week.
What is that?
Anything can happen. It's Fat Bear Week. You can fall in love.
Good.
Who are the competitors?
Fat bears.
It's from October 2nd to 8th, so it started today. Wait, the party gets started even earlier with Fat Bear Jr. from 26 to 27 for the things.
For the Cubs?
For the Cubs. Okay, so we can go.
Oh, he's so skinny.
Oh, okay. A work.
That one on the left so skinny. Are they
So
gonna get
skinny?
big?
Yeah.
We're gonna get some big old boys.
Let me put this. Bonk. So we went to the Fat Bear Week, and this is just 909 Jr. Oh wait. Oh, this is where he was. This is where he is.
Oh
So
my
July
goodness.
2nd to September 13th. Boy,
He became a hefty boy.
909 Jr. or like
I feel like 519 went backwards.
yeah. Well, 519 like it looks like he got a little bigger.
Yeah, just like grew, but isn't chunky.
Very chunky. I wonder though if like
It could be the angles.
it could be the
It
angles.
could be the angles. It's all
Email
about the
address.
angles. Not on mine.
No. No,
Not
I'm
on-
voting 909 Jr. though.
909 senior?
Wait, 903 goalie. What is that? I have no idea how they.
I don't claim to know much about Fat Bear Week.
But 903 goalie also looks like. Woo. Are these not the same bear?
At slightly different angles.
Well, like this one looks like he's like. 909 seems like a little. Right. Yeah. We would top bear a bottom bear. And then they have like a whole bracket.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
The bears.
Today is 9. Yeah, okay. Wow, how fun. That was a nice little detour.
That was delightful.
A trifle while, one might even say. So, yeah. I was really excited. Well, actually I wasn't. So I had a panic of what costume should I wear?
Right.
Because I was like, "Oh, you're doing Ellie Statler from that." I'm like, "That's the girl."
Paleobotanist extraordinaire.
No. So I
Right,
don't
you-
remember movies.
You thought Jello Girl.
Because like I saw Jurassic
Rex.
Park in the 90s.
Yeah.
Like I haven't gone back and revisited those old classics in time. Like
Time Warner
hardly
Cable.
ever.
Right. Yeah.
And so I'm like, okay, that's why I made the Jello comment.
Yeah. And I knew it was wrong, but I rolled with it.
which
I was like, haha.
which then led into this this false narrative that I was under, and I'm like, oh, okay. But then I searched Ellie Statler, and I realized it was her, and I went, fuck, okay. Well, who could I do? And then I'm looking at John Hammond, because I was like, well, I should just do John Hammond, like the old guy. And then I was like, I can't do a beard.
Right.
Like, how am I gonna find like a white beard?
Yeah.
Because my first thought is, well, I have to make what I see on the screen.
Yes.
And then, hence, later in the day, after much deliberation, I messaged you and you were like, why don't you just do slutty version? And then I screamed, and I believe you heard about that.
I did hear about that.
Because I was like, oh,
because I texted back and said slutty John Hammond.
Which, correct. Also, slight, I feel like Dylan Bryce Howard a little bit, or whatever her name
Dallas?
is. Bryce Dallas Howard.
Yeah.
Whatever her name is. That her name?
Yes. Yeah. From Jurassic World.
Jurassic World. That's not my intent.
Of Jurassic World fame. Well, she was supposed to represent like Girl Hammond.
Girl Hammond, yeah, it works.
Yeah.
But I did think about like, okay, like I went down this rabbit hole of, okay, if I can't do like, I'm like, well, Rick already did the girl character, and like,
one of the.
So let me be specific. It was more so that like, although I do have stuff in my closet, like, I would do great as a John Newman character, but like, I don't want to. Like, I have everything for that already.
Dodson, we got Dodson here.
But I wouldn't look like I was wearing a costume. I'd look like I'm just on the podcast.
That was Hammond's mistake.
What?
Don't cheap out on me, Dodson. That was Hammond's mistake.
He cheaped out on him? Mm-hmm. Is that a quote from the movie?
That's a quote from the movie.
Is that where he goes, smart bitch?
No. Different characters in a very different time.
Right.
Yeah.
That wasn't...
Early in the movie versus late in the movie.
Oh... Is it not one movie?
Jurassic Park is one movie.
Allegedly. I've never parked.
Jurassic Park.
Hey, Stinky!
What do you think the dinosaurs smelled like?
Probably really bad, like most wild animals.
You think most wild animals smell bad?
I really do.
If you're driving and you see a bird, do you go, that bird stinks?
That bird fucking smells.
Look at that stinky bird.
If you were to hold that bird and then smell your hands, probably not pleasant.
No, I feel like you'd get something.
Yeah.
You shouldn't smell your hands.
Yeah.
Do a little finger sniffing. I'm just now remembering holding the little... This is a Speaker Mike Johnson reference.
Okay.
Okay, you missed it. That's okay.
I understand, the Brandon.
Yeah, that was it. That was it.
I didn't get the holding. I didn't understand what we were holding.
Maybe I'm thinking of Taylor, where she'd hold the little fucking, like, her napkin.
Oh, crumpled up napkin and her little claw.
Oh, yeah, like, where it's just like, what are you doing with it? And she's just like, nothing.
Yeah.
Like, I'm talking with it. It's okay. It's okay. Tea. But it's Halloween season. Yes.
I was going to bring to further reinforce that I am
Ellie Statler,
famed paleobotanist. Ellie Statler. I was going to bring a large...
You just say you smoke old weed. It's okay. You don't have to say a paleobotanist.
Botanist. I was going to bring a large leaf from one of the fake plants in my home, and then I realized it's green. Oh. And green screen.
Right.
So I remembered just in time.
If it was a dark enough green, maybe.
It would be like an echo of a whisper of a
We
leaf.
could do like something like this where we could just take the Animal Crossing leaf.
I think they get it.
Do you think they'll get it?
I think they get it.
Okay, because like I don't mind. I don't mind taking care of that for you. So,
It also was a very brief reference. She's holding the leaf and she's like, Alan, this leaf, it's not possible. This is such as a monstera. Oh. It's been extinct for
a billion years.
40 million years.
It's like, how do you know that?
Because she's a paleobotanist.
Okay, but...
And she's great at her job.
You're right. Also, do people... is archaeology still a thing?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what's there to discover still?
More dinosaurs.
Man, that'd be cool.
Or, dinosaur plants. If you're, famed paleobotanist, Ellie Statler. Played exquisitely by Laura Dern. Academy Award winner. I don't know if she is.
She's from the Cookies, right?
The Cookies?
The Lorna Doones. Of the Cookie Fate.
She's the cookie lady.
remind. No. Reminds me of when when I was in high school or middle school, my mom sold Cookie Lee jewelry. That was her thing. That was her Avon.
Ah,
right. You know, back when people used to try to sell stuff. Now we have
Back when people want
subscription
work.
boxes. Thank you.
thank you.
They should make government handouts a battle pass system.
We have to pay for a premium.
You pay to
government
have
handout.
access to it, and then you have benefits, but you have to earn them. Like so,
Right.
it would help the people who say you got to work.
Where's my handout? I'm the one working.
You know what? If you work just hard enough and get someone else to do things, you too can make money. I've heard.
Eep.
Did you know that there was a lot of movies in the 90s?
There were.
And any movie with an iconic outfit, I haven't seen.
Okay.
Clueless.
Right.
Never seen it.
I've never seen it.
Really?
She wears the yellow thing though, right?
Yeah.
Because they had that in the Igloo Azalea movie.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Movie video.
Yeah, the cinema in this that
musical video.
correct
Movie.
There was like that scored video.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
With famed composer
Charlie XCX?
Iggly Buff Contralia
with Ignacio
and Charles Xavier.
Charles Xavier X.
Charles Xavier Cheese.
I'm so fancy. I'm an X-Man in the X. Too much. I was thinking about like, ooh, I could be the mom from Jumanji.
Okay.
So that was like a backup because I was like, well, I wanted to be on theme with you.
Right.
Because we are a duo. So you don't necessarily need to do a couple's costume. It doesn't have to be directly related, but like there has to
We're
be
in a
through line.
theme usually.
Correct. Because like I was talking to Sin and I was like, if Eric's could be Ellie Statler, I don't know what to be. And they're like, well, you could just be anything. And I'm like, that's too broad.
It's too broad.
I gotta find a through line. And if it's not going to be in Jurassic Park, then I'm like, what other movies came out in the 90s? Because then we could do like an era sort of vibe aesthetic. And so like possibly some Winona Ryder shit, like an Edward Scissorhands. And then like...
Darn this stuff.
I've never seen that movie either.
Neither have I.
Yeah.
I just know that line.
Or Bubble Boy.
I don't know about that.
Yeah. A boy who lives in a bubble.
Was that a Lifetime original movie?
No. But it's like one of those like big inflatable
They played it on
bubbles.
Lifetime once.
Like he can't get sick. If he goes outside, he'll get sick.
Yeah, so he's in a bubble.
Yeah. But it might just be like Munchausen by proxy a little bit.
Well,
I don't know.
well.
It's a yikes. A yikes for me here. But. I don't have it for this week. Whatever the question I was like, did I bring something? I'm like, no, I didn't. I'm ready for my reflection period.
When will my reflection go? Was Mulan in the 90s?
Yeah.
Okay. Late 90s?
Late 90s.
Mid 90s?
Like 98.
Hercules.
Hercules was like 99.
99, I think.
I think Mulan is 97. 98. Oh, top searched movies from 19... Tootsie!
You could be someone from that movie that you like. Treasure Planet.
Oh, girl. You know exactly who I'm going to be from Treasure Planet.
I really don't because I've never seen that movie. But
You haven't seen Treasure Planet?
I mean, I have. Fantastic film.
One time. Have you seen it? So, like, it's not... I mean, it's just Treasure Island in space.
But it's a planet.
Yeah. And, like, the little morph... There's, like, a little, like, the side... Well, it's not a sidekick character. It's, like, the little, like, the animal friend character trope.
Uh-huh.
Is, like, this little... It's, like, the ship captain's dude, and then it becomes his... Like, it's just, like... It's, like a... I don't know. Like a flying ditto, more or less. Where it can just, like, morph into different stuff. Like, it's like goopy, kind of.
Right.
And I loved that, and I wanted it as a kid. But I couldn't.
So you'd be that?
Yeah, I would be that. Or I'd be the furry lady, because she's hot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you could be the robot.
Uh-huh.
You could be him, too, but, like... he would be a tryhard. The little the main guy. So, but he had that undercut
And an earring.
Okay, Treasure Planet was ahead of its time.
T.
Thank you.
Yep.
And I'm not afraid to say it.
Thank you.
I've watched some television recently.
Okay.
Last week I watched the entirety of The Fall of the House of Usher. Or The Fall of the House. Yeah, Fall of the House of Usher.
Uh-huh.
Which is Edgar Allan Poe
Yeah.
inspired.
Yeah.
And it's like 8 episodes, and all of them are different. Like, well, it's one large story, and then of the events that happen are essentially a lot of the Edgar Allan Poe references and shit. It was really good. It was scary as fuck. Also, it was fucked up, and I went, I need to know how this ends.
T.
Have you ever read the story, The Fall of the House of Usher?
No.
Oh, that is a good one. You know, I guess I haven't read it. I've read the like Wikipedia synopsis before, but like I know this. I know the story of like it's a conversation in a house sort of thing, and so like it was really good. I liked it.
I've read a lot of like the shorter ones. Cask of Amontillado, Telltale
classic.
Heart, The Raven.
The Pit and the Pendulum.
Mm-hmm.
I like The Pit and the Pendulum. That one. Well, in the show, the way it gets used is chef's kiss, because they're all bad people, just elite, rich, like motherfuckers who and like everybody dies in a week, and that's the mood. Like,
Hell yeah.
podcast.
Alan.
I don't.
She says that a lot in the movie.
Alan.
She yells for Alan a lot.
She needs her wrenches.
Alan.
Why though? What's he gonna do? Or is
She
she
just wants to know where he is. She's worried for him.
Why are women so controlling?
Right? She has to know where he is every second of the day.
Like, bro, can like you get off my dick for a minute? I don't know.
That dick fell off the side of the wall.
Right.
Actually, he didn't fall off. Timmy fell off, and then he went
I'm like,
and saved Timmy.
that makes more sense.
Yeah.
I'm really mad right now because like in my brain space for Jurassic Park, it's just Jurassic World.
Yeah.
Or Jimmy Buffett with his 2 margaritas real quick.
Did you know that the guy running away is Jimmy Buffett?
That's a movie fact.
Should we answer questions?
Yes, we should. Ba-ba-da-ba. Dun, dun, dun. Oh yeah.
You have been stopped.
Thank you.
You mustn't.
All right, let's go to question time.
It's been 84 years.
So I thought about it last week and I was like, fuck, we have to come up with a new jingle because every time we bring it back, there's a like it was originally like,
Question time.
What is it? Then it was that's why I love
quit.
Then you go. Question time.
Question time.
We'll tell you what it is. I've seen a question once or twice. Let's head on over to the QTQTWIITs studio.
Quick.
First question, right here. Ask and ye shall receive from @JemmyRose on YouTube says, what's your favorite spooky season activity? Also,
I don't know.
also, will y'all be wearing costumes on an episode or two? No.
Well.
And would I wear a costume? No, honey. I dress like this every day.
Thank you.
Oh.
Thank you. Oh,
If I wore this to work, they would be uncomfortable, and I would be uncomfortable.
Hold on.
But that would be cute.
We gotta move this camera just a little. Just a tiny.
I feel like if I did show up to work with this, I'd be like, oh, hot damn.
Yeah.
Look at this jam. And they go, you're flat. And I go, I know.
You say you're welcome.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me something I don't know. Ooh.
What were you doing? trying to.
The camera was up just the tiniest bit, so you could see like the purple line underneath me, so it just looked like a weird flash at the bottom, and it was upsetting.
Oh, understandable. Very understandable.
I'm here to protect people's sensibility.
That's important. That's why we swapped to the other background.
You want to
A little bit nicer. So, what's your favorite spooky season activity?
I love a murder mystery party. Love a murder mystery party.
Mm-hmm.
And they can happen any time of the year. But they tend to happen in the spooky season, and I love it. Now, that said, I love murder mystery parties the way that I love Dungeons and Dragons, which is I love everything about them except playing them. I love writing the murder mystery party. I love like getting the whole party together, picking out characters for everybody, inviting everybody, organizing everything, decorating, designing, planning every single thing. And then it's like, okay, go. And then I'm like, oh, I don't want to do that.
No.
Oh, I don't want to be a character. I just want to like set the stage.
I want to be. You want to be like you're part of management.
Right. So I always write I write them usually, and so when I ever write them, I write myself.
You've written a couple of them, and they're really good.
I have.
They got better every time.
I write myself into a very minor character so that I can sort of be like show running and making sure everything's going smoothly.
You can be able to show people like, well, hey, this is what I'm doing, like, so you can give people like, this is where you want to start with
right.
acting.
So like when someone dies and you gotta like ferry them off to the death location and like, so I'm running around in the background. So yeah, but I love everything about them up to that. In the same way that like I love everything about D&D, like making a character, painting a mini, like making a map, like all these fun little things. But then when it's like, okay, sit down and play, I'm like, no.
Oh no.
I'm like, I'll provide snacks.
Right. It's an equal part thing. Like all of those like the little parts of like, let's use them, let's have fun, let's do this, and it's like, well, now I want to like do the thing. It's like, well, this isn't tactile, and that's very fair. It's very valid. I like pumpkin carving personally. I like that a lot. Side note, I was thinking about the murder mystery party. If someone dies, it should have had a medium character that could like channel the ghost to ask 3 questions sort of thing.
There you go.
And then that way the person gets to come back and talk to everybody, but like they only get 3 questions.
Yeah, different murder mysteries go with different ways. So some of them it's like the person died before the party starts. My wig is coming apart.
Yeah, at the seams.
Some of them, so that way, like, everyone playing is playing the whole time. Sometimes it's that, like, you know, the character dies and then they just become an observer. Sometimes it's that they die and they're, like, a ghost, and so, like, they're kind of part of it. And sometimes it's, like, they die and then they come back as the investigator character, you know, where now it's, like, I'm here to investigate the death of so-and-so. Yeah. And they're all fun. I love all the different versions.
They're so much fun. It's fun to like get to like. I always enjoy it getting like all of the information, and you're like, okay, so this is what I gotta do.
This is who I am.
It's all about like the people you play with too. Though I will say, because you did it 2 years in a row, and then we took a break, and then it was COVID.
3 years.
3 years.
We did 3.
Yeah, I know we've done 3.
Yeah, the first one I didn't write.
Correct.
We just did like an out of the box thing, and I was like, "Oh, this was not great. I could do better."
Right.
So then
I think that's also just like since like, well, now that we've done it, you're like, oh, okay, like I would do a bunch of like I know how to modify this to like make it a lot easy. Like I don't know, you're seeing how people interact with it, and you're like, okay, this could be a little easier. We could like circumvent this. Did a really good job with like the tribes and stuff in the groups, and yeah. So. Yeah, that's we will, and those are the activities. Thank you. Where is the edge? Bonk.
Bam 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 bam.
Dun 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 dun.
Another one.
Another question.
Another question.
Have either of you seen the cast introductions for the new season of Drag Race UK? Any first impressions to share? So this is the part where I admit, no, I haven't. I watched about half of them, kind of more of like listening to them while I was making dinner. And I haven't watched episode 1 yet because like we were going to, but then stuff got busy. And so then instead we watched the episode of Global All Stars, which I can't get into it.
Okay.
It's
I miss Drag Race. Watching these, I did it. So this morning I went and I like found the video where it's like 20 minutes and was like, all right, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna write down a bunch of notes of like my first thought for everybody.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna run it down. If you remember kind of who they are in order, you might recognize.
I remember
the names
some of
them. Release of Slaves.
Oh yeah.
She's funny as fuck. I loved her eye aesthetic. She had the little Bond villain eyes. A little kitschy. I don't think she'll last too long, but I could see her making the mid-season.
Okay.
Lavoie.
Yes, the old one.
The old one. Knock Me Dentures Out fucking got me good. She's fucking hysterical.
I watched her on Queen of the Universe. She tried that first, which is like a drag singing competition show. So I have seen some of her.
Oh, is she good?
She's a good singer, yeah.
Good singer? Okay.
She didn't perform particularly well on that show, but she's a good singer.
Understandable. Okay. Marmalade. I wrote, I hate her. I can't wait for her in the finals. Ugh.
Is she like the really pale,
Let me pull her up.
twinkish one?
Okay, apparently no.
Apparently she doesn't exist.
She doesn't exist. So
Okay.
I don't remember. She was kind of in like a light brown color
Yeah.
thing. I could probably pull it up on my phone. Let me pause real quick. Okay, so we went and found her. You know who I'm talking about. Perfect.
I think she's the drag daughter of Cheddar Gorgeous, if I'm remembering correctly. Loved Cheddar.
So, side note, speaking of cheddar and cheese, did you know that in Baldur's Gate 3, when you go to like the fair,
you can get turned into a cheese.
Yeah, you can turn a Styrian into a wheel of cheese, apparently. And it made me wonder, could you just like, does that get fixed on a long rest, or can you like
leave him as cheese?
Yeah, I would like to beat the game with him as cheese. Could I put him in my pocket as a wheel of cheese?
I'm sure that's been some kind of someone's done something to be like, can I beat BG3 as cheese?
Maybe.
It could be.
Probably not.
But like, can you beat Baldur's Gate without getting any experience? I'm like, but you get experience when you kill things. So are you modding it so you don't get experience?
Probably.
So you're basically just saying, can I beat Baldur's Gate 3 as a level 1 character? Because I hope the answer is no.
Well, I would say yes, but I'm sure it would be a very, very long, intensive, like, using the barrels, like explosive barrels and stuff, and getting really... I mean, that'd be a fun challenge to, like, get really creative, but, like, you have so little stuff. You get hit once and you're dead. Actually, you could get insta-killed if they do
a lot
enough.
Of stuff later in the
Because if you do enough damage over your... Like, if they can do, 10 health, 20 damage, you're dead.
Death. To all of them.
Zahira Zabanta. I was like, oh, it's Gia Gunn. With the British accent. Like, her energy. She was very fun. I loved her.
I think she was the last one that I watched. She seemed fun.
She seemed really cool. I liked her. She looked exciting. I think she'd be a lot of fun. A lot of, like, catty. Again, middle.
Drama.
I could see her getting to semifinals. Okay. Kind of, like, I guess my vibes of, like, I've seen quite a few Drag Race seasons where I'm like, the personality of the queen kind of can give you an idea of how far they'll get.
Also, a lot of times they film the promos after the season, and some girls are better at hiding that they did not do well than others. Some of them, I'm like, you seem sad and defeated already, and it's the promo, and I think you filmed this promo afterwards, and I think you went home second.
Like the ones, like when you go to the talking head and they have tears in their eyes, and you're like, so they're going home this episode.
I'm not going home tonight. I'm like, I'm sure you're not.
Honey, yeah, you're not. You went home a few weeks ago when you recorded this, hunty. Lil. Okay. Do you know who that is?
No.
No? Okay. Dun, 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 dun.
Bum, 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 bum.
So.
That was the last one I watched.
Okay, so you saw her.
Dry sense of humor. Maybe
dry
that
sense
one's
of humor.
Was Cheddar Gorgeous.
Yeah, I wrote Alt Queen. Yeah. Love to see that. Lots of tattoos. Thought it was very fun. I personally felt like she kind of had like a weak energy.
Yeah.
But it could have been the music in the edit, because like the music was very mid. like for her part in particular, like while she was talking, and it was like a noticeable vibe difference. And so it kind of was like, oh, okay, I could see you going home not too long into it. Maybe first. Although, I mean, you know what LIL is an acronym for, right?
I don't remember.
Living in lavish luxury.
Okay, love that.
So like we love a queen who's confident. Kiki Snatch, who is the next one, so you can see. I thought Kiki Snatch was a big bundle of energy, so very, very likable. She's very fucking pretty.
Yeah,
that's what I wrote. Her outfit is great.
A fun orange.
I think she knocked it out. I could see her going home just before the finals, and it is devastating.
Okay,
that she goes home like that. Like she seems like a tragic character.
A top 5, top 4.
Top 5, absolutely. There's next is Octavia.
Okay. We got an A in
the A on the brow is a really nice touch. I'm jealous of her coat that she's wearing. I think it's really good. Otherwise, like, I mean, I don't know. Like compared to everybody else, I mean, she seems fine. Like, middle of the pack, and that's not a bad thing.
Yeah. Someone's got to be.
Dita Garbo.
Okay, yeah.
First of all, last name Garbo, I'm here for it.
Yeah.
She's a dancing teacher, and she's older.
She got legs.
She seems interesting. Very pretty Ice Queen energy, doing that little kind of like Elsa. Well, blonde and blue, Elsa. School stuff.
It's Elsa coded.
Oh, do I want to build a snowman? Do you want to build a drag?
Oh.
But she seemed cool.
Okay, yeah.
Chanel O'Connor. She had like a Death Widow look.
That is a slick wig. Like, slicked.
Oh, yes, yeah. I wrote,
Okay.
Like, I don't know. It just... Okay. Sometimes you see people when they're just like, you're just like, okay.
Yeah.
Not everyone's going to be a Dee Dee Ritz.
Thank you.
And that Boot Scoot and Boogie, like,
D-Duh.
She won my heart. Chara T.
Is it Charity?
It might be Charity. I had just like written the name. I wrote the name.
Many of you have written to us.
Fun makeup.
Yeah, I wrote annoying. Opened with a prolapse joke.
Oh yeah.
She goes, I look like a prolapse. And I'm just like, okay. She seems like a secret bitch.
Okay.
Was that like, oh, she's very fun or whatever? And I'm like, yeah, you feel kind of not like what was her name? We watched a drag season somewhat recently. It's not Silk. It might be Silky Nutmeg. No, not Silky Nutmeg. I can't remember. She was really pretty.
Okay.
She was a queen who was also kind of a bitch, kind of not like overt.
Okay.
There's some queens who come out and like from their introduction, they're like, "I'm a bitch. I'm gonna win," and you're like, "Good, detox. We love bullies." But yeah, Sucky You. She had a good villain look.
It looks villainous.
Yeah, that was pretty much it. Kieran Thrax is the last one.
Yes. That's a fun look.
Yeah, I thought she had a very fun look. I didn't like her lip look personally.
Yeah,
I think
that's kind of
a weird style choice.
Yeah,
where, like I think she's using the lipstick to kind of make them more plump. But
yeah, it's kind of a wet and chunky.
Wet and chunky. Wasn't a big fan of that. I also wrote Flavortown villain.
Okay.
With her hot rod dress, but like
right.
mildly derogatory.
Slightly derogatory.
But also like in a good way. Like I could see her being like a boss character on the
Flavortown video.
Yeah,
game.
like
in the Flavortown licensed video game.
Yeah, this is like the Colonel, but like the non. They can't like
the general.
The general. Yeah.
Go to the general. Take some time.
877 cash now, and that's it. That's everybody. So seems like an interesting enough season.
I'm excited to watch it.
Yeah, I might actually watch it.
I like Drag Race UK a lot. Season 5 was fantastic.
Season 5 out the gate.
Finish line, no time to wait. 10 queens down, only 3 to go.
Knocking bitches down like dominoes. Sasha turns looks. Okay.
Trinity's crazy, but off the hook.
Thank you, B-Seb. Do you want to answer this one?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so. Only that was that was my response. Dun, 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 dun.
Bum 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 bum.
Glad people liked our bacon discourse. Bum bum.
Because we were correct.
Thank you. It has to be the right amount of crunchy, no chewy.
Hell yeah.
Ooh, I think this will be good.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
It's
find
fine.
the logistics of coitus with a ghost, frankly, delightful. A little preview.
I love a little crispy
what's
ghost
next.
fucking.
Oh.
Would you fuck? We did this.
We'll get there.
There
That's in
was-
response to a question.
That's right. There was the ghost stories episode that they don't know about. This.
It was a ghost episode.
Oh God, we have like 3 ghost episodes.
Yeah.
That's funny. Ponyboy Stays. Thank you, B said, for the previous question.
Thank you.
Ponyboy Stays Golden had a question. How do you combat creative burnout / full
fatigue.
Soul fatigue.
I love that queen. Fierce
Thank
queen.
you. Full.
Full fatigue. From the glamorous house of Satigue.
Fatigue. Well, like, it's like I must want to say like Ticonderoga.
Right.
Yeah. It's like,
Ticonderosa.
wasn't she in Trump's administration?
Oh,
She was from.
How do you combat creative burnout / soul fatigue? It's hard.
Yeah. So I did a bunch of independent research for like 6 months last year on kind of this question. God, there's no, I guess, how to just combat it. Like, a big thing is like being able to take breaks and like to not force it. Like, at least for me, because like if it's something that I like, the more that I try to force something and I feel like I need to do it, like it's like I'm putting more pressure. Like I'm trying to like shove myself down to do it. Like I don't work like that. It's an incorrect type of pressure for me. But a lot of times I try to like, you know, I think that over time it is very normal for people to like, when you engage with something, like you start creating something, like who you were when you started to create content or you know, whatever you're creating, when you were drawing a lot, whatever, eventually something in life comes up and then you have like a block. And a really good way that I try to think of it is like, well, you've kind of exhausted everything that you could think of with your current setup, and you need to go almost like take a break, but like go explore some other avenues, maybe like rekindle your interest in it. But like it almost like you should be able to express yourself creatively in whatever way, but to, I guess, like switching it up. So like if you get, you know, doing the same thing all the fucking time, like you're going to get burnt out. But if you're able to be like, okay, well, for like, you know, next while, like I'm going to take a break from drawing and I'm going to go do, I don't know, sometimes like I'm just going to watch TV for a while. You're allowed to do that. Like, and I think that's actually healthy to let yourself kind of take time to like stop and breathe and, you know, try something different, try something that feels exciting. I think it's better to follow excitement necessarily. Like I guess, you know, hit and miss with everything, but like whether or not that's the best like single piece of advice, but it would just say like try finding other things, like not that you would do them consistently, but like, you know, you could fix burnout in a day, so to speak, like not the physical feelings, but like the creative blockage and whatnot, by just like reminding yourself that like there is joy in creating, in creativity. So if you're feeling burnt out and tired, it's important to make sure you're, you know, taking care of your body, resting, and then exploring different ways to like rediscover, rekindle your creativity, because it's like a pilot light. Sometimes like it's gonna go out once in a while, and you know it's you can't force it. Sometimes it's stuck and it'll kick back on when it's ready. So that's for me.
Yeah, I think like one of the things that can like really get you into like a burnout state of mind is like expectations. Like when you set like certain expectations of yourself and of what like needs to get done and everything, and like I think that can you can land in this like kind of dark space of like feeling like you have to do things a certain way, or on a certain schedule, or at a certain thing. And like expectations can be good if you're like holding yourself to a certain like level of things, but it's a double-edged sword where it's like you also can really like grate at you over time. And so I don't know, I mean, like I feel like one way to help with like creative burnout stuff and whatever you're working on is to, and I kind of feel the same way about like when you're just starting something creative, is like try to remember, or at least think of like what's the most exciting part of it for you. And like even if that's maybe like not what you would usually make, or if that's out of order of when you would usually like do something, do it anyway, just like get into it. So like a lot of people, like when they try to write, like for writing, for example, if you're trying to like write,
So a second ago.
if you're trying to write a book, if you're trying to write a script, if you're trying to write a scene, if you're trying to write fan fiction, if you're trying to write anything, like a lot of times people get hung up on like the start. Like you have to like write the beginning first, and you don't have to do that at all. Like if there's a part of it, like if there's a scene that you're excited to do, if there's a single line of dialogue that you're excited to write that part first, and then like go back and do everything else. Like that's how I write, and that's what we're like, I find that a lot more fun, because like a lot of times like
you're kind of like building from the middle, which it feels very unnatural, I will say.
It does. It kind of feels like you like jumped ahead and then you have to fill in the blanks, and like I'm sure that doesn't work for everyone. I imagine people with like a certain kind of logical mind, they kind of have to do it in order. But if you have a part of it that you're excited about, like, and you want to get to that part, like sometimes it's harder to maintain an energy to reach the thing you're excited about. Sometimes it's easier to like start with the exciting thing and then let that power you through the rest.
Right.
And I think that's sort of like the expectation thing. If it's like when you feel like you have to do something a certain way or whatever, that you can like lose yourself in that and get bogged down in it, and then you never actually get to the part that you like wanted to do, that's like the fun part. And so sometimes it's like, well, start with the fun part and then kind of go from there. Just like change things up, because like burnout kind of comes from, a lot of times feeling like you're having to do the same thing over and over again.
Right. You're not getting the same return on the like, I guess like dopamine, the like what made it exciting, like, and that's kind of where I think people say like you always want to try to like find the joy, or like keep always find something new and exciting. It's like, well, how do you find new exciting things? It's just like try, like it really is like just today try doing something a little different, like make it as like a challenge to yourself. And if it's something that I struggle with is like, oh, I'll have an idea for something and I'm like, I really want to do it the way that I'm thinking of it, and it's like I know that I don't have the skills to get that the way I done or the way it is, and it's like, well, how do I like descale that, which is kind of hard, which is maybe more of, it's okay to like abandon dreams, but like not that you then have to just give up on it. Like you can abandon that version of the dream, because now that you've thought about it, you can now just say, oh, I'm gonna give up on that, and then blink your eyes and go, okay, well, here's a new dream that's like version 2 of this.
Stealing dreams.
The
friends know is for me.
So yeah, it's good. It's good. Some good advice. I'm gonna take note of that.
Yeah,
it's like coding, where you start in the middle and build out, which is very
object-oriented design. Perhaps you should be trying excitement-oriented design.
Excitement-oriented design.
Start with the thing you're excited about and then build out.
And it might turn into something different than what you expect.
Yeah.
But if you know your destination, then it's just a matter of like, well, I know where it's going to end up. So how I get there is just like, I don't know, whatever weird idea you have, like you'll find a way. And if you have to find weird ways to connect it, you can. And if you're ever unsure, just be funny.
That part.
Everyone loves a good cutaway. Ooh. Okay, so thank you, AstroDude87. Do you want to read it?
2 questions, if that's all right. Oh, we'll think about it.
So we asked 5, so it's okay.
Okay, word.
Yeah.
We may have to do like a second quick episode, just from this one episode.
Maybe,
because I very much appreciated.
There was a lot.
The lots of questions, and I want to get to all of them. Fuck, marry, kill, vampire, werewolf, ghost. Kill would mean magically permanently dispose of, I guess, in this case. Because yeah, I mean, if it's a ghost,
I assumed kill was kill.
you kind of got to do it again, you know.
Yeah, you gotta keep it going. Got to keep it moving, grooving, thriving, jiving.
Yeah. Okay. So,
Fuck, marry, kill, werewolf, vampire, werewolf, ghost. Is this just like any? I guess like is it just like in a general?
I guess, because I mean, I'm gonna marry a vampire because then I can live forever.
Yes.
Gonna fuck a werewolf because that's gonna be a
Yes.
wild fucking time.
And kill a ghost.
And then like let the ghost be at rest. Let him go.
That's it. That's like I don't want to. I mean, everyone wants to fuck a werewolf, but like, do you want to be
I made
married?
a channel based on that.
Yeah.
That's the login on the redacted audio. Everybody wants to fuck a werewolf. Well, of my Patreon.
Because I don't want to.
Hey, things are getting naughty this season.
Right.
But yeah, I guess like, yeah. Other than that, like, I guess like, I wouldn't want to fuck a vampire because then they'd feel possessive, and they're
Right.
gonna feel possessive regardless. But you know what? Jacob got over it.
T.
So, the werewolves, yeah. Okay. Would you rather spend the rest of your life completely deaf or completely blind?
Probably deaf.
Yeah, I would pick deaf personally.
Although that would make my current career choice difficult.
Right. Oh, that's.
Well,
a
I
good
mean, you
point.
can still, of course, speak and make audio, but then I would need someone else to edit.
Right, and do all of that and whatnot. But like, if it was something where you suddenly went deaf,
Yeah.
like, could be a bit different.
It could be a bit different.
Could be.
That would be a really interesting challenge to like try to like remember how to do accents when I can't hear them coming out of my own mouth. That'd be a very unique challenge.
Well, I feel like if you were to still talk, like, you could feel the vibration.
Yeah, like I know without really having to hear it how to like do like an accent or a voice or something. It's just like sometimes you kind of like refine it by hearing it.
That makes
So
sense.
like it would be that would be a very interesting challenge. But yeah,
it might have to change the way you do things, and
yeah, but like I like
you still do a lot of script
things.
writing. That's my thing. Is like I'd rather still see.
I
things.
like seeing things, and I think logistically, I feel like it would be a lot more difficult to adjust to being to losing my sight. Because
Yeah.
that would,
Losing sight would be very difficult.
yeah,
I feel it for all of our blind homies
indeed,
because that shit's art. I mean,
Yeah.
both of them would be very difficult.
yeah.
But at least you could learn sign language.
And I watched a really cool video the other day about like people who like sign language interpret music.
Oh,
But like, so they're not just doing the lyrics; they're also like interpreting like the way the music feels.
yeah, like in the flow of it. I've seen some of that.
It was cool. It was interesting.
Sometimes finger spelling to get that like kind of
like
energy. Oh, that's cool. I'll have to watch that.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you for
Yeah.
the question.
Next question.
Ooh.
Is this for you?
This is for me. This was a good question.
Ooh.
Austin Miles asks, so I am a non-binary person who wants to start transitioning to be more masked. I've just recently realized that I wanted to transition and don't know how to go about it. Any advice? Crumbs for the poor, please. So first and foremost, I am no expert on transitioning. Also, everybody's transition is different, and it is. I did a lot of research, and I also definitely probably should not have done things exactly the way I did them, but to kind of distill it down, at the core of it, when it comes to transitioning, it's more about letting yourself be yourself. So what helped me at first was like, at no point, like it wasn't until like I had really come out more socially that I then like was trying harder to like that became the focus for me. So like what originally was like, for cosplay I had to like wear a bra, and I cried that night, but then I was like, this was really nice, I'm gonna like wear it when I go out on my walk because no one can see it. So it was like little things that like only for me. And it helped that I also like was walking every morning, so I had like private space but still in public. Also, I'm somebody who's always got their like earbuds or headphones in at the store and stuff, so like I'm used to blocking everybody else out. Like they don't exist. So
Blocking out the haters.
with the spoons,
Of course.
oh yeah. But other than that, like with being more masked, like it would be to like a big thing is like buying clothes, seeing things, letting yourself feel like more authentic, and like allowing yourself to try things. Like with transitioning in particular, like not everybody needs to or wants to like start doing like specific things, or if you need to get to a certain point to be considered one thing. Like if you are gender nonconforming and want to identify as trans, you can identify as trans. There's like your transness is your own, like you are you. I don't know who you are. So like, you know, the general kind of people just being like, hey, it's like I'm this, it's like, oh, okay. Like people being normal about it is almost a little unsettling, because you're like, I was expecting something more because it's more internally. But if you want to start, I would start with like clothes in particular if you can. And like depending, I don't know, well, if you want to be more masked, also like kind of like behaviors and mannerisms too is part of it if you're going for a more social thing. But just trying out things that start to feel comfortable. You don't have to start taking like any medication or anything to start medically transitioning. That doesn't invalidate like where you're at. It's a lot of self-acceptance and a lot of like a lot of work internally too that you have to do to kind of like realize it. But if you're at the point where you're already non-binary and you want to start kind of being more masked, transitioning to a more masked, like kind of, this is like a lot of gender expression is through clothes. And or like through like how, like what you're wearing, how you present yourself, your mannerisms and stuff. Like I would get like really butthurt like a year ago when I'm like, I don't really look like a girl. This is so fucking annoying. And it's like, well, no shit. Like I'm starting with the boy body. Like I'm very realistic about where I was. And like, you know, it's more to me of like, I know that like I can't just be born again as a woman, like full stop. But turns out that you can get a lot closer, and that like for a lot of people, like it could just be like starting to like wear different clothes and present differently, having friends try out some different names if that's something that you want to do, trying out different pronouns. That's why there's safe space. And it's okay to try something out for a little while and then realize you don't like it. And like people, if people give you shit about it, like fuck them. Like it's a way for you to explore it. And a big thing I do feel like with gender is social, unfortunately, where like we do care about what other people think, but not because it like I want to know how someone reacts to me being me, not so that I can like feel validated in my gender, but rather that like, well, I need to know how to like protect myself and like how to like deal with certain people, and realizing that like as I've come out, there are some people that like I've kind of gotten more distant from, or like, you know, starting to hang out with more, or starting to, you know, change, and like there's going to be some of those things. But yeah, so but I would start with that. Like if you don't have a binder, get a binder, try one of those out. I've heard those are pretty cool for the maskies. And yeah, start drinking beer. Men like beer, or mask people like beer. I've heard once from me saying it.
Rolling Rock.
Yeah.
Tecate.
And don't drink IPA unless you're straight. No. I don't know if that's true.
I'm not the one to ask.
Yeah, you don't.
Even in my days, I didn't like beer.
No.
I knew nothing about it. I chugged a Budweiser once.
Delicious.
It wasn't. I threw it up almost immediately, but I did crush the can on my head. And that felt gender affirming.
I remember that. Was that at a Gateway that we had Rolling Rock?
I've never drank Rolling Rock.
Right. I've had it once.
That was the cabin.
It was ass. Mm-hmm.
Josh brought that thing of Rolling Rock to the cabin. No, but there was an evening when I had gotten
Roten.
More than I had Roten to myself. More than a few of my Tom Collins's, which was just a glass of gin with a splash of lemonade to make it yellowish. And I had had far too many of those. And then I decided that Brandon had dared me to chug a Budweiser. Jury's still out if he actually had.
It tracks.
Yeah, so I shotgunned the whole thing and then crushed it on my head. And everybody was like, yeah! Because, you know,
Well, yeah,
that's the friends we have.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's mask energy.
Yeah.
In the best way. Like, because that's not gender exclusive.
Right. And then I quietly excused myself to the bathroom and proceeded to evacuate the dance floor.
Everybody dance now. Yeah. Yeah. That's fun.
But yeah, so maybe steer clear of Rolling Rock.
Right.
But if that is affirming to you, then by all means, drink
and if you're under
responsibly.
21, don't.
Don't do that.
Ignore everything. Hopefully that was good. Ooh. So there's a lot of stuff there. Hopefully that's helpful. If you have more questions, feel free to ask. But yeah, there's a lot you could do before having to like I only started taking hormones like 5 weeks ago, but I did start transitioning or coming out like a year ago, which is wild. That was a long time ago. That was last year Halloween that came out on the podcast. Mm-hmm. Arnold Palmer. Mm-hmm. Wemmermaid. Wemmermaid.
Remoraid.
Okay, so I don't think it's like just cut off the tiniest bit, and that's
It's
fine. It's not. Fine. Now it's fine. Okay. Killer with Mac asks, if you were a god or goddess of a niche thing that only you could be a god/goddess of, what would it be?
Ambition. No, just kidding.
T.
Gale.
Yeah. Work.
God of ambition.
I found out there was a secret BG3 thing for Karlach. If you play, I believe, as Origin Karlach, and you romance Gale,
Yeah, you become a...
Yeah.
You ascend to Elysium, and he fixes your heart.
Oh,
Or you can.
it seems very, like, if you ever, like, piss off Gale once, though, it won't work.
Well, yeah, probably.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
I don't know
how any of those characters are, because we played as them, so, like...
Yeah.
I'm like, you're like, oh, yeah, doing stuff with Mystra. I'm like, I don't know who that is. Like, I know who that is, because of lore, but, like, I don't know who she is in game. All of a sudden, you got turned to bronze, and I'm like, okay. Cool.
Which I didn't even pick. I went back and played it again because I was like, no, this isn't happening.
So was that a misclick?
It was not a misclick. I did not click anything wrong. It just like fucked up. So this time I had your character take themselves out because you were the Illithid.
Oh, okay.
And even though that should have had literally no impact on my storyline, for whatever reason, doing that for the Steam achievement more than anything, and then picking again the correct answer for me made me actually be like a human and not a god.
So you killed me.
I had you kill you.
Oh, how?
It's an option if you're the Illithid one.
If you choose to just die.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Makes more sense. And I guess since there was no negative interaction with Gale, it allowed that to happen, or you didn't see it.
It shouldn't have had anything to do with what your character did because we weren't like related in any way.
Right. Maybe because we were Origin character, like we were both playing. I don't know.
I think it was just a glitch, but either way, I got to have the ending I actually wanted, which was Human Gale.
Human Gale.
Human Gale. I did not want to be God of Ambition Gale.
No.
I wanted to stay human. So I did.
What would I want to be the god of?
I want to be the god of minor inconveniences. Like, I'm a god who's just like, your sock is going to slip down all day. You're going to get a paper cut. Your soda is flat. I'm just like, pew, pew, pew. I'm just a nasty little man who does nasty little things, who doesn't like, not really hurting anybody, but just like slightly inconveniencing people.
That's funny that you say the minor inconvenience. Because I would love personally to be the goddess of minor prophecy.
Okay.
So like when you like, shit, did I leave the stove on? Or like, you like when you get that weird feeling for something and it ends up being like, oh shit, I'm really glad like that prevented something really big, but it was something really minor. Like I love the idea of like
when I happened to glance at my phone and that kept us from missing the flight.
Yeah, exactly. Something like that where it's just boop, just like Minor Prophecy, where it's like the inkling to do something, like or you maybe Goddess of Instinct, something like that, where it's like whether good or bad, but that danger sense kind of vibe. It could be fun.
Yeah.
I think there's something major. They said they would be artistic motivation, which I thought was interesting.
Yeah, that one's like nice and well thought out. Mine's just like, I just want to be a little stinker.
No, but I think that's good though. Yours is well thought out.
Because I wanted it to be small. I'm like, what's a small? Because they said, can't be something major.
Of trifles.
Right. So I just want to be something a little.
The trifling god.
Yeah.
God, that'd be so.
That or like the god of early morning. Only early morning.
Not dawn.
Nope. I can only clock in from about like 5 a.m. to about 7 a.m.
The god of brunch?
That's about all I can do.
Oh.
And then I'm done. And then I hand it over.
You're right.
To
You're
whoever
like,
else.
I'm getting on. I'm checking my emails. Then we're doing the morning huddle. And then I'm off for the day.
And then I'm off. I'm done.
I understand that I'm on the clock or like you guys expect me. But like you said respond to emails within 24 hours. So as long as if it's 23 and a half.
And me. So that's another one where it's like I love the idea of like just like a tiny window of a pre-existing thing of like I'm the god of early morning after the sun has risen, not the god of sunrise or anything. That's too grand. That's too big.
There's too many.
But just of a very specific portion of the day. God of lunch.
Oh.
Just lunch.
God of snacks.
God of gamer fuel.
Ooh, there's the god of 11sies.
There we go. Second breakfast.
The second. Ooh, the god of second breakfast.
Second breakfast.
Or like the god of bountiful, like the god of bounty, but it's like minor bounty.
Right. Hunting down others.
When you're
cashing
like
in bounties.
Like when you're like, fuck, do I still have one last soda in there? And you open up the fridge and there is one last soda. That was me.
God of dailies.
God of dailies.
You got to do your dailies.
God of
whatever that
chores.
looks like for whoever it is, but you got to do your dailies.
If you're struggling from creative burnout, have you been doing your dailies?
Thank you.
Actually, as an aside, I've been playing the episode. I've been catching up on all the Echo stuff with Denny.
I have not touched it since the first week.
So this is the last week.
Work.
So I don't think you want to go and like power slam it for the next few days.
Right.
Doubtful, because it takes a while.
Yeah.
But Maya Sundaresh is part of it.
Yeah, I don't like that they kept her like red exo head, but on like an otherwise like silvery Vex body. I'm like, that doesn't match and looks bad.
Oh, I haven't paid that much attention to her yet. It is interesting what she's doing, though.
Yeah, I've kept up.
Okay.
But I have not played.
With Paul Tossi.
Of course, friend of the channel.
Friend of the channel.
Sitting at body temp 98.6 subscribers. Can we get my man to 100, please? We have 3,000 subscribers. If all of you went over and subscribed to Paul,
we could give them to him.
We could get him, to
there.
100K.
Hype rate.
He needs this.
All right, time to brigade Paul Tossi.
I want this for Paul.
You guys can unsub after he does his celebration for it.
Right. Listen, I get it. Destiny has become a little less popular and it's a little less newsworthy. That doesn't mean he shouldn't have 100K.
I don't know if I'm subscribed to Paul Tossi.
Okay, and we're learning the problem.
I feel like I was, and then I unsubscribed.
There's 3,000 of you. Come
Does
on.
he still make videos?
Guys, we have to mobilize. Yes, he just made a video about armor.
Okay. I think I'm subscribed to a lot of shit. So he tends to, like, I'm like, oh, Destiny stuff, I'm good.
Listen, you don't have to give him a view. You should, but you don't have to. Just give him a sub.
You gotta.
You guys sub for Paul.
Hey, Stinky!
This feels...
Yeah, we're done.
I'm Ellie Sattler.
Yeah, he's married.
I'm a paleobotanist.
Yeah, man. I've smoked some pot in the ditch before, once or twice. Paleo? Yeah, I don't eat veggies.
Right. That's processed, man.
Well, I eat raw meat, and I pick my teeth with bones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
I gotta tell you about the
said
Terrare
something
guy.
I can't say.
Terrare is insane. Evil man. Quado. Oh, is that Spanish?
I really don't know.
I'm curious. I'm gonna look that up later. What is your opinions on goldfish? And what is your favorite flavor of goldfish?
I was deeply confused.
I thought about the fish.
I thought we were talking about the fish, and I'm like, they come in flavors?
Well, at first I was like, what's your opinions on the goldfish? I'm like, do they mean the cracker or the fish?
Right. The big-eyed ones?
Not the big eyes.
Big boys? A koi?
a cod. Ooh, I do a beta fish. None of those are gold fish, but goldfish crackers are they fuck?
I love them.
This is true.
I'll get bent over for them.
Absolutely. I would get finger blasted for a handful of goldfish.
Yeah.
Would I finger blast somebody else, you ask, for goldfish?
I would.
Maybe not.
I would. But not
I want
you.
2 handfuls. Yeah, don't. I'm not giving you any goldfish if you finger
blast
me.
you for goldfish, but I will finger blast someone.
If you want your snack, you have to get blasted.
If you want your snack pack of goldfish, and it's the little one, it's a little bag.
Oh yeah, those the cool little Ziploc bags. And these are the
little
pizza
Ziploc
ones.
Oh,
The pizza.
I like the original, and that's all I want. I leave all the rest for everybody else, and I hope they have lots.
That's why you die in the end
We all do.
in your movie.
Ellie doesn't die in the movie.
Her career's been dead ever since.
You
What does she
die.
do now? Cookies?
Star Trek.
I do die.
Not Star Trek. Star Wars. Lamau.
She was in it.
LOL.
She was in the Star Wars.
She was. She did the Star War.
Oh,
She
man.
sent her ship really fast in the Star War.
Hell yeah. I love Belly Stantler. It's my favorite Pokemon.
Belly up Stantler.
When did she turn into Wordier?
Ooh, Elizabeth Wordier. Ellie Statler becomes
Loves Elizabeth Wordier. And she's getting together a Suicide Squad.
What's your favorite flavor of goldfish? The pizza one?
Pizza ones, yeah.
Okay.
Although the classic is good.
The snack that smiles
Smiles
back. Goldfish.
Yum. Oh yeah. I was gonna say something, but I forgot. That's how that goes.
Oh.
I've never
O'Reilly.
auto ports.
Auto parts. Ow.
Zero Ober. A question. What are your
An answer.
You can.
Toucan.
I wish we had we need a sound that's like doom 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 doom.
Yes.
Doom. What are your general thoughts on puzzles? Jigsaw, the 3D crystal ones, brain puzzles, etc. Any book recs or genres you like?
Puzzles they're not really for me.
Really?
I love the thought of a puzzle. I find myself not I'm not taken by a puzzle. It doesn't capture me, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't hold me when it's cold outside. It doesn't warm me. It doesn't warm me by the fire.
It's not always doing it for you.
Right. It doesn't start with a gentle touch on the shoulder and slowly slide down the arm. It doesn't get me where I need to be.
Right. It's not getting you. It's not wet. It's shit.
Right. But I love the thought of puzzles.
Yeah, puzzle.
I love the idea of a puzzle. I love Legos, which are not puzzles.
I
But a lot of people who like Legos like puzzles.
throw away the instructions. It's a puzzle. Kind of.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess I like puzzles. Yeah.
Okay.
What were you gonna
Go
say?
ahead.
Oh, because I can hold.
So brain puzzle. I love a brain puzzle, like a word puzzle.
Right.
Like this person is taller than this person, but this person is wearing a
Riddles
black shirt,
and-
and then I like that.
I like puzzling things.
Yes.
I like to be puzzled.
Hate puzzles in video games though. I'm like, I didn't come here for puzzles
Well, it's just
unless it's a puzzle game.
right, or like it like God, when you have to move things and you're like, well, I rotated this thing one too many times, so now I get to rotate it 8 more times.
That said though, what I do love is puzzles in a video game where you can do creative solutions to solve it. I get bored when there's only one answer, especially if the answer is obvious and it just feels like tedious drudgery. But I have recently been playing The Legend of Zelda Wisdom of Hyrule or whatever.
Yeah.
Delightful
Is
game.
it fun?
You'd like it.
Okay.
You'll like it. It's sweet. You would like it. It's fun. And like you get to like solve the puzzle however you want to.
Because it's whatever items, right?
Yeah, and you can get real creative with shit. I know I've been solving things wrong, but it's right because it worked.
That's just how you solved it.
And that's delightful.
Everyone's got a different story, like different gameplay. That seems like so much fun.
So I like very free-form puzzle mechanics. But like an actual like tabletop puzzle, not really my vibe.
Kind of Breath of the Wild have a lot of fun. I find doing like jigsaw puzzles to be very like therapeutic.
Mm-hmm.
So like sometimes when I get really stressed out, I'll like go grab, like I have a couple like an Animal Crossing puzzle that are like, I don't know, a few hundred pieces.
Mm-hmm.
Some that I could like sit and do for like an hour. Like I do everything and then I get to the sky and I go, I hate this. Because differentiating the blues and the shapes, but I like to grab pieces and because I'm someone who's just very thorough. So like I'll go and I'm like no, like, probably not the best way to do it, but for me, 3D puzzles are a bit harder because it's 3D and like holding images in my mind's tough sometimes. If it like keep doing that, unless I can keep looking at it and figuring it out. But like brain puzzles are fun. Like I've been doing when I go into the office, Sylvie.
You've been working.
Yes. Well, sometimes.
No, you've been working.
Always, every day, 24/7. I'm working right now.
My job is a puzzle.
Life is puzzling for me when I'm not doing puzzles. So at work. But I've been she's been printing out the LA Times and the New York Times crosswords.
Oh, I love a crossword.
So I've been doing crosswords lately, and those have been a lot of fun. Mm-hmm. And I have yet to be able to do one where I haven't Googled anything.
Yeah, it's tough.
But like, I'm also not gonna go chat with people to figure out if someone knows this answer. Like, I'm gonna answer everything that I can, and then I'm gonna be like, okay, what's one that I really just am not like? I have no way of knowing what this is, and like, I need a word. Yeah. So like, I'll look up the answer to that, and then, okay, now let me go and like try to build off of that and, come back around. It's very, very satisfying.
Hell yeah.
Word search is good.
Word search can be fun.
Word search is...
I love a diagonal word on a word search.
Ooh,
a backwards diagonal word on a word search.
That's some good shit.
Mm-hmm.
They've been doing crazy shit with the New York Times, or like the word search, or the crosswords. Mm-hmm. You can have a circle in it. Sometimes. Okay. And so there's different things that the circles can mean. They can be words within a word to let you know that it's like a phrase, which is kind of nice. Because there's a lot of the answers in the crosswords are phrases. Yeah. And like it's like talking to me, in the way that I reference things, where it's like a slant reference almost, where it's like, okay. So I've learned a lot of empathy. Yes. Doing these where I'm like, okay, this makes more sense. Like you could get it, but if you're not. You didn't stand on the side of the lake that I'm on, so you wouldn't have seen it no matter what. You wouldn't have seen it. So, any book recs and or genres you guys like? Yes.
I'm going to be honest. It's been a long time since I read a book.
Yeah. You stopped?
Yeah.
You got a boyfriend?
Husband. Thank you.
No. Well, back then.
Locked him up.
Work. You started being like, I don't got time for books.
Honey, I never had time for books. Honey. No, yeah.
We talk about, I love books. I went to that book burning just a few weeks ago.
Oh my god.
With the PTA.
They light up so well. Fantasy and sci-fi are the genres that I like.
Never. Me about the book burning, not you about sci-fi.
Right. Yeah. But it has been a while since I dabbled in the cool waters of a book. Also, I like nonfiction crap. I'm boring like that.
Did you ever read Shade's Children?
No, I did not.
By Garth Nix?
I did not.
Really? That one's fun. Well, it's like dark.
Yes.
Because like Garth Nix's stuff is dark.
Often, yeah.
Which I also really want to reread the Abhorsen trilogy because like I feel like I could pay attention to it. I want to play a character with bells. Like that would be such a fun. If we do D&D again and we're playing something like I want to incorporate the bells. That's very fun.
I want to be a kobold.
Like a bell singer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I
want to be a kobold warlock.
Work.
Who is not a big fan of his patron because his patron keeps making him do things that he doesn't want to do.
Okay.
And he's like, I just wanted to be somebody.
I want to be a guy.
Yeah. He feels that he's very like over his head.
Oh, I like this. We'll talk about this. I have thoughts, comments, and concerns for book recommendations. Lately. So I actually, when I went to Goodwill yesterday, I think it's Ellie Hopkins. She wrote Crank and Glass. Oh. So I found a copy of each of those and I went, oh, fuck, immediately snatch that. Because like Those are some good depressing books. And then I've topped it off with a Sylvia Plath, The Bell Jar, to have a real nice, good,
To really have a pick me up.
a little, ahoy. Do the ahoy. That one. That's me picking up Sylvia Plath. I'm gonna read this in the kitchen.
The first noise is you seeing Crank, then the uptick is when you saw glass next to it.
That basically was it, because they weren't next to each other. They were it was up. So like,
Right.
Otherwise though, like I like reading. I read a lot of books when I was younger. Like speed read them, but without like retention. So like hence why like I'm not good at remembering a lot of like details of movies if I haven't thought about it in a while, because I'm like, well, I watched it to watch it. But I believe there's supposed to be at the end of this year or early next year, the next Stormlight Archive book is coming out, which will be really fucking exciting. I haven't read anything about it or done much. So Brandon Sanderson, I like everything in the Cosmere series. He's kind of like that kind of reignited my love of reading a bit. Other than that, yeah, I kind of like read a little bit of everything. So I recommend. So I really like American Gods by Neil Gaiman or Gaiman. Asterisk. The book, I enjoy the book that was written in the words on the page.
Yeah.
I have mixed feelings about our boy Neil, unfortunately, because all titans must fall. So, yeah. That's really good. I'm trying to think if there's any particular books that I'm like, oh, that's good. Not off the top of my head. So if I find anything that's like in particular, like a really good book that I want to recommend, like I have a lot of one-off books that I have read in the past that I'd have to, like, I don't necessarily have them on hand, so I haven't thought about them, but yeah. So otherwise, like I read a lot of I read a lot. Like I have my series of Unfortunate Events, which Kayla and I did an entire book club series over the course of like a year. And there, if you want to see some interesting conversations about those books, I have a whole playlist on my Oedipus Rex channel from years. The old me.
The ancient text.
Ancient texts. So yeah.
Yeah. Shall we do one more Quinchen?
We could do one more Quinchen.
And then perhaps save the rest for a second or two Quinchens, as it were.
Is there two? Oh, we still have a few.
As I'm saying, is maybe we do a part one, a part two.
Got it. So we'll do,
because I want to give them their due.
Correct. So this will be the last one, and then we'll stop here, which I believe will start at Chloe's.
Yes.
Because Chloe asked a few, but Chloe also doesn't always need like the longest answer.
Right.
And I mean, we're just gonna answer them. We're gonna answer all the questions, and so
Quinchens.
You could have asked 5 questions.
Quinchen time reloaded.
The Matrix.
Part 1 of 2.
Ooh, we can do a double quick wit. Well, because I didn't realize it's already been like an hour and a half.
That's what I'm saying. I was looking at that and I'm like, oh yeah, we gotta have a part 2.
Well, this was fun. Like regardless, I've had a lot of fun.
Yeah,
so
thank you for your questions. Feel free to continue asking them for future episodes.
Yeah, please do. We're trying to bring it back, or bring back the segment.
Take it back now, y'all.
Ooh, one hop. Yeah, I kind of just blew my mind right now that I'm like, holy shit, it's been an hour and a half already. Like, I feel like we just started.
When they give us the topics, it goes pretty quick.
God.
It's a total fabrication.
Total fabrication. All right, Hummingbirdie asks, what's your take on the paranormal / ghost hunting?
I was raised on 2 television shows. One of them was Law and Order, often Law and Order SVU.
Dun.
The second was literally any ghost hunting show that my mother could find. My mom loves ghost hunting shows. Loves them. And I love watching them. I think that there's stuff out there that can't be explained. I don't think we're ever going to find it on a ghost show, but I love watching the ghost shows anyway.
Okay. Well,
I find ghost hunting shows to be fun. I think it's a good time. I love when they lean in when they go like spooky vibes. Like we used to watch actual like ghost hunters, like with taps and everything. Like used to watch that like every week. It became a cultural institution.
Okay, yeah,
for the family. And so like I have very fond feelings and memories towards ghost hunting programs.
How sweet. Ghost hunting, like I don't not believe in a lot of things. Like I don't know. I think that like there are paranormal things. There are things that exist outside of our understanding. I mean, it just is like a matter of exposure. And I mean, I saw a UFO like 2 years ago, and like I don't know. Like it's that kind of thing where I'm like I believe in shit. Like,
Zach Bagans could come and investigate that for you.
Absolutely. I don't know if he could. Like it's just what I saw. Like
He could come investigate it though.
True. Very true. But there's been like a lot of stuff with UAPs and like more stuff's coming out about that actually. Like a lot of like, well, I guess for 30 years we've been feeling like disclosure's about to happen. So probably won't. But like there's been a lot more sightings of weird things and it's kind of interesting. I like following that stuff. When it comes to like the more like spooky supernatural, like I want so hard for these things to be real. And I feel like there are nuggets of truth in things. So like, are they truly vampires? Depends. Like, is it actually work? But like, I don't have anything that proves. I can't prove that they don't exist.
Right.
Because the evidence to prove that something doesn't exist is nothing.
Right.
So like, there's more. You just have to prove that it does. So I don't know. I think they're fun and cool. I didn't really watch a whole lot of ghost hunting shows though when I was a kid or anything. So, like it was interesting. Like I like learning about paranormal stuff. So like the show Supernatural, especially like early, like first 5 seasons are perfect. And honestly, it's still good. It's hit and miss. It's a long fucking show.
Yeah.
I didn't even
Turbo
finish
Hell.
it. Turbo Hell. Wait, there's a Turbo Hell?
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Castiel goes to Turbo Hell.
Great. Oh, well, that's because he's not gay.
No, it's because he admits he's gay.
Right.
So they send him to Turbo
And
Hell.
Jensen Ackles
instantly.
was like, I don't.
Because I don't want to.
He said, I'm an ally.
Is he? I don't know. I'm not weighing in on this discourse. I don't watch the show. I just watched Sarah Zed's video on it. I can't get into this.
No.
I don't know what I'm talking about.
I don't want to like actually start rumors or anything like that. It just being cheeky of like, there's that whole like, yeah, you could be cool with it, and then it's like, yeah, but I don't want it. Or it's like, okay, I don't want to talk. I don't. So we'll see. But I liked learning about like tulpas and shit. Like that shit's fucking fascinating. I just love learning about cryptids and. I don't know. It's interesting. There's like
Phasmophobia.
Like there's different types of ghosts because they all come from like lore. Like there is a lot of lore, and it's like before the internet. It's like, well, now we have cameras, and it's like it's very possible that cameras just can't pick up this shit. What about Bigfoot?
I don't think
Is he paranormal?
I don't think that's real.
Yeah. Well, you didn't see the documentary.
It'd be cool if it was.
But why? Why would Bigfoot be cool?
Because it'd be cool to know that there was like something new out there that's big.
Yeah. Okay.
It's like if science literally was like, we discovered a new species of bear. I'd be like, that's really fucking cool. It's so big. How is it hiding all this time? That'd be cool.
Okay. Well, I feel like they do find that kind of stuff, but it's like, we found a new subspecies.
Right. They're like, it's a new species of bear. It looks exactly like a sun bear, but it's
got white nails.
Its spleens in a different place.
Okay.
I'm like, I love that.
I love those.
I love that for the sun bear.
How fat is that bear?
Love that bear.
I want to see how many of these bears can eat. How many salmon? Fat Bear Week. Any horror movie recommendations?
Horror movie.
Horror. A horror.
Horror is a difficult word.
The Rural Juror Horror. Cabin in the Woods.
Cabin in the Woods is great. The original Halloween, the new Halloween. If you are a sci-fi horror, I loved Alien Romulus. I thought it was fucking rad. So that one's good. The original one also still kind of holds up, but it's Aliens is good, but that's a little more action-y. Sinister made me very uncomfortable. in a way that I feel like it did the job. If you want like unsettling horror where it's done, you're just like, ugh, like not gore, just like, oh, yeah. Sinister did that to me. So if that's if you can get into that, I thought that one was pretty good, although I didn't think the second one was very good.
Yeah.
Jurassic Park.
Jurassic Park is a good
Jurassic
one.
Park is a good movie.
Jurassic Park scared me as a kid.
Scared the shit out of me
Beetlejuice
as a
scared me
kid.
as a kid.
Yeah.
I don't remember anything from that movie because shit freaked me out. Cabin in the Woods, amazing. I really like Get Out. I think Get Out has some really good, I think Jordan Peele did a really good job of like the sense of horror, and anything body control stuff. Skeleton Key. Oh God, that's terrifying too. Kind of similar vein.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think any horror movie recommendation? Like I said Follow the House of Usher, I thought was pretty good. It was pretty it's not like jump scary, but like to watch like macabre kind of stuff is interesting. Other than that, like I don't really watch a whole lot of horror. I'm somebody I will sit and watch it with you, but very rarely do I want to go see a horror movie. Like I said, I don't want to go see a scary movie by choice soft, unless it seems really like interesting.
I don't watch them much anymore. I had a period there where I watched a lot of them, and I don't know that I even enjoyed them per se. It just was something that I was watching a lot of. It was a lot of them were coming out in theaters around that time. It was kind of a horror surge, post Paranormal Activity kind of a thing. And so I ended up just like watching a lot of them, which again is odd because I didn't really like horror and I don't like movies, but I watched a lot of them. But I don't remember
Insidious.
most of them. Yeah.
That fucked me up.
So yeah, I don't really watch much of them anymore. Yeah. Like I haven't even seen any of so I saw like the new Halloween, but then I didn't see the 2 sequels after that. Yeah. I don't know. I just I like horror movies in theory, but then like in practice I'm usually like, well, I don't really want to watch anything.
Right.
So it's not anything against the horror movies, just I just don't really want to watch anything right now or ever.
I'm pretty good at like spoiling the movie for myself. Or like I will read the Wikipedia of a lot of scary movies,
Same.
of horror movies, because I like to know, like,
Yeah.
I think stuff's really interesting. I think it could be like, no, it's like I like the Saw movies for like stupid fun, but also like sometimes it's just like grotesque to be grotesque.
Yeah, I have a softness in my heart for the Final Destination movies. Many of them are not good movies, and oftentimes it's just like grotesque just cause. But like it's kind of funny, it's kind of camp, like the level that it goes to, like the insane ways that people are like dying, like it's kind of fun.
Where like it's that kind of like almost Murphy's Law, not Murphy's Law, but like this is gonna happen, so you can keep trying to avoid it, but like it's gonna follow you.
It's gonna get you.
Like it's the kind of the
almost like contrived way that some of these people end up biting the dust is very funny at times. Also scary, but like some of the more recent ones, they lean much more into like the tension of it, and like it's actually like, oh god, this is stressing me out, and I like that less. I like more of like the kind of insane, almost like Rube Goldberg, like chain watching it happen of like, oh my god, what's up, like
you know what's about to happen.
Yeah,
and just to see how they do it. For sure.
So yeah.
Also, The Ritual on Netflix. That one's really good. Where a bunch of people they go hiking, and then their buddy breaks their ankle, and they're like, we'll just cut through the woods. And bad time.
Paul Tossi, friend of the channel, he recommended Evil Dead Rise.
Oh yeah, it's a like remake, new one of the Evil Dead series, something like that. Yeah, Ash.
I truly cannot say anything about that because I don't know. But
okay,
well
that's fair. So
hell yeah. Ooh.
We get question time for so much of that too.
I know that it basically was like the whole thing.
Maybe we should.
Future state.
Yeah.
When Quick Quit is just like a handful of energy.
Well, actually, like this background might be good for like starting soon. Kind of energy, like do. Hello.
Oh hi. Oh.
Hi, my, oh my. Well, it is Spooktober. It's also 11:30, so
Hell yeah.
we've been kicking some ass. So we should hopefully. I don't have anything more. It's spooky season. It's
spooky season.
It's happy new fiscal year. Fiscal new year.
Fiscal year.
Fiscal new
Let's
year.
celebrate.
Mm-hmm. Yay! Did you finish your end of year stuff last week?
Yes.
Was it pain?
Yes.
I love that for you. Oh, so fun. Oh, speaking of.
That's for Crimin time though.
Oh yeah, we'll put it away then.
That's a Crimin memory.
A crimin memory. in memoriam, he's still here in our hearts. Oh, you look so cute.
A Crimin.
We gotta pose for the thumbnail. Okay.
I don't have my big leaf.
Oh god, that would have been so good.
It's okay.
To have a big leaf
It wouldn't it?
of a different color. A leaf by any other name. A child.
An adult.
Adult?
I thought it was going to be a child.
All right. Well, I guess that's it, everybody. So, hi, goodbye. Have a good day. We'll see you next week. Leave. Goodbye.
Subscribe to Paul Dawson.
Subscribe to Paul Tossi right now.